Good evening, everybody out there in YouTube land. It's your boy Brickerhoff17. I'm here in the HPL studios. We have the Hennessy Performance League Xfinity Series coming up at you tonight. It's Wednesday night, Xfinity night. Thursday night, come back and watch the Cup guys go at it. Yours truly and my partner are in that race. Brand new to the booth this year, King Mufasa, driver of the 99 Cup car for Trackhouse. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? We're watching this fantastic race at Charlotte Xfinity Series, so I'm ready to see some action tonight.
That is absolutely the fact tonight. We have Charlotte. We just ran Charlotte, the 600/300 miler, the longest race of the year last Thursday. These guys are going to be doing about 150 miles here at the 1.5 mile track in Concord, North Carolina. Just a hop, skip, and a jump north of the downtown Charlotte area, home of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Go check it out if you haven't. But I digress. We have the digital guys here, NASCAR Heat 5. King Mufasa, we had a big break in NASCAR Heat 5 activity, and then just before the end of the year, we got a little bit more excited. New game's going to come out towards the end of this year. It's been a decent season for you up in the Cup, and what do you think so far of both these series here for HPL?
The series has been going so far well. I mean, Cup is more cleaner than Xfinity. That's what I noticed so far, but we have like different like battles for the win, stuff like that. Just different like battles and like different like teams and cars and stuff like that.
And speaking of battles, we do have quite the battles here for Xfinity. Especially, we've Electric Days has had a big uptick in his performance the last couple of weeks. He won Pocono. He's very excited about tonight. And I'm trying to bring up the point standings, so pardon my stuttering here. Xfinity standings. All right, so Electric Days has ended up in second place. He's right smack dab between the two HMS guys. McCard is the points leader in the 9 car, and then Masopes in that number 7 automobile is third. Behind him, small NASCAR fan driving that number 0 car, and then Hendrick Chase is fifth in the 6 car. And that is, I believe he drives for Heredia, correct, in the 6 car?
Yeah, RFK
Right.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the RFK team. It's a little awkward because there's like no Fords in Xfinity, if you know. And
No boys.
if you're watching the screen, number 54, that is Hale State. He makes a triumphant return here tonight. Wouldn't miss Charlotte for the world, the Mississippi native. So we should be getting in there. They're probably qualifying by now.
Yeah, I got an invite, so
Yeah,
I got an invite to the lobby, so.
let's take a gander. I don't think they said enter yet because they're probably still qualifying, But all right, so for the Xfinity series, why don't you tell us what you think might happen here tonight? Who's one of your favorites or a few of your favorites?
So I think it's gonna be like a good clean race toward the end. But my favorites for this race is probably Small NASCAR Fan 24 and probably Electric Days. 'Cause Electric Days, the last couple of races, Electric Days has been really fast and winning races, winning stages, and stuff like that. That 20 car, like the last couple of races, has been fast. And Small, you don't count Small. Small is pretty good too. My sleeper person is probably Hendrick Not Chase. I mean, Hendrick Not Chase is pretty good here too, but so far, my like overall pick for the race is probably McCard. McCard is like one of the top dogs in Xfinity right now, and I think he's getting his second win of the season, I believe. So,
Say that it was
I
his
think,
second win of the season, so I'm getting messages as you're talking.
yeah, I think McCard's getting his second win of the season tonight. So,
Okay, all right. I think Electric's going to have another electric performance. There's no Heredia here tonight. So there's no Cup guru I think is coming down here to win a race. A Cup guy could win the race, speed racers in the race. A couple of guys might still be down here, but it's not. It's not Joker. It's not Heredia. So I think we will see another Electric Days victory. Just a hunch, just my guess. But the reason I say that is I know for a fact during the week this guy's been putting in the work, and there's a couple. Like he's not the only one, but he's putting in the work. He's trying to get there. He sees the opportunity in front of him, and being the only Toyota up that far as well. I definitely see that 20 car, and I might as well switch to it here, right? I see that 20 car being your points leader within the next couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the 20 car has been the one of the fastest JGR cars all year in Xfinity. I mean, rest of this team is pretty doing like, rest of this team is like outside of the playoffs right now. I mean, but Electric putting the work, practicing. I mean, that's like a leader in my eyes. He's been leading the team, so I hope rest of the team at JGR look up to him, and especially for Hale's sake, he needs to get a push to the playoffs. So
Well put. Well put, actually. Um, the rest of the top 10 in Xfinity points looks like this. We have Sikkim, the number 21 car, is in sixth, and that's a rebound. Sickham's not had the best of luck in this Xfinity season. He's had some races he probably should have done better in, some bad luck, some whatever happened to him, and he had way back in the back. So he's sixth in points now. That's a rebound. Carmen is seventh in points. Remember, he had the pole at Richmond. U of L fan has also increased his point standings. He's 16th. Kenny has fallen a little in the 11 car, and Big Jim remains just inside the top 10 in the 92 car. Just outside the top 10 by 4 points is Nobes, which is your Daytona winner, and he did miss a race, so that's part of the reason. And then Killer in the 44 car is also only 9 points out. After that, Stank Emotions and on down, and it's kind of a lot. It's 45 points or more off the cut. But those two guys, 11th and 12th, they're just there. They could very easily tonight, even if everyone's in the race, jump up into the top 10.
yeah. Adding on to that, I mean, anyone outside the playoff kind of like could win and like take one of the wild card spots for the playoffs. I mean, right now, Dobbs has a win, and it looks like yeah, he missed a race, but he can easily win another race tonight. I mean, he get some few cautions, some luck, and he can win. I mean, anyone can win. I mean, so just gotta be lucky sometimes and try to win. So,
Just so you know, Tanner is waiting for an invite to the party. If you could do that, please.
uh, I'll win right now.
I assume you're PlayStation friends with him. All right, who is the poll? Oh, Hendrick is the poll. Guess who we were just talking about him.
Yeah, Hendrick not Chase.
There
The
it
six
is.
car is fast tonight.
And welcome to the booth, the former driver of the 41 car, new driver of the number 2 Penske Cup car. Tanner, what's up, buddy?
We are here.
We are here. He's had a lot of breath. He's running up them stairs of the booth, so we got him in here.
Yeah, I was locked out. I was in the bathroom, and I couldn't get into the booth, so we had a long journey to get here.
So, pole sitter is Hendrick. We were just going over the top 10 in points, and we will have the race here momentarily. Just waiting to be told to join. I am listening as well on the radio. But Tanner, give us a brief rundown on what you kind of expect to come out of this Xfinity race tonight. I picked Electric, and then remind everybody who you picked.
I kind of want to go with Hunter Baker tonight. Hot seating Cup driver. I've raced him at Charlotte before, and he's very fast. And you could just never bet against the Cup drivers, really. I mean, they love to come down and win these Xfinity races.
And remind everybody real quick who you picked there, Mufasa.
I picked Ricardo to win this race. I raced him before at Charlotte, and I know he's fast here, and he's been one of the top guys in Xfinity so far. So I see him winning again.
All right. So 3 different picks, 3 different teams. So I think we're going to have a really fun race here. And look, Charlotte, I don't care what you say about mile and a half, NASCAR Heat 5, Xfinity Series. Charlotte always gives us exciting because everybody wants to win here. They don't want to just be at Charlotte. You can catch guys riding laps at, Worldwide Technology, New Hampshire, Chicagoland, stuff like that. There are certain tracks guys really want to win at. Daytona, Bristol, Darlington, Homestead. Guys love winning at Homestead. Guys from Georgia love winning at Atlanta, but Charlotte, North Carolina, Concord, NASCAR history. I don't care if it's Xfinity, Cup, trucks. They want to win at this mile and a half, one of the original mile and a halves on the NASCAR circuit. Simulation, real life.
I don't know, Musa can relate to the fact that whenever we go to Pocono, I think that's both mine and Musa's home tracks. We both love to win at Pocono.
So you know.
Yeah,
I know.
always want to win your home track. Always want to win. A lot of guys obviously are from probably the Carolinas area. So obviously that would be, just it's, the home turf victory.
Right. No, exactly. And I'm from New York, but my home track's not Watkins Glen. I'm actually closer to Pocono, and that's one of my favorite tracks. And that's where I always want to. That's the place I want to win nearly the most. I think Daytona still ranks it, right? Don't forget Indy. But yeah, so all right, I know we're kind of stalling a little bit. It's 8:50 Eastern time. We are about to get into this race, guys. They're doing a lot of chattering, but it's not negative. They're just talking.
Hopefully we see
All right, they're starting to
a
roll.
race better than the next gen race here, because we don't want to see some of the shenanigans that were happening in that race. We don't want to see anybody removed from the race by race control for any intentional wrecks or anything. Nobody's slowing down in front of a pack of 10 cars. If we can get a nice competitive race, clean, not a lot of shenanigans, that's what I would like to see.
I agree, and honestly, I think we're going to get something like that. We should probably talk about the penalties. We'll bring this up sometime during the race. There's been a number of guys who have been penalized a few points here and there for certain violations, and maybe we'll have an open conversation about them. I'm literally just waiting to see join. I haven't seen it yet.
I think the race started. I'm on electric screen. The race has started.
All right, so I'm going to join. Oh, there it is. I just got joined from Joker. Make sure you guys got your invites before we get in.
Wait, Terry, you have an invite?
I do not have an invite, unfortunately.
That's why
Let me back out real quick.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm gonna invite you both.
Because I got the weird settings, unfortunately.
I'm inviting you both, and I'm getting in. So I got to start
There we go. Thank you.
Okay, as we load up on the fanatec.com screen, if you can get one of them, do it, because they're pretty great. Not those pedals, though. There's better pedals than that, than the ones you see pictured. All right, here we are at Charlotte. I guess a little bit of lag as we join with the 6 car. Hendrick on the pole, outside pole, went to Sikkim. In the 21 car, McCard, that's your pick there. Mufasa starts 3rd. Sharp in hot seat, starting in 4th. I didn't even realize it was a race. 5th place, Electric Days. 6th is Carmen. 7th, Nobes. Big Jim is in 8th.
Oh, what a move from McCard to the inside already.
U of L 9th, and Soaps is 10th. So yeah, McCard getting low. He's taking the low line as he started 3rd behind the pole sitter, and it's going to give Electric some frustrations not being able to get to that bottom line. That is the preferred line. Carmen has also gotten back around Nobes.
Six car managing the lanes here early. Wants to pull away from that second pack as quick as possible.
And also keep in mind, leading laps is an extra point. So if you lead 1 lap tonight, you get an extra point.
That was a good job by the 20 to get clear of the 9 there.
That is true. They will be fighting for that extra point, bonus point. Yeah, I'm looking at the trouble. That's why I stuttered. But look at the 6 to the 20 now pulling away. Is McCard still in 3rd? Do have a caution. It's a game caution.
54 went around the 39.
98 might have some damage. The 8, Mayhem, involved in another yellow flag. Obviously, we have no idea the cause, although maybe he's just back in the pack.
I mean, it looks like the 98 and like
the 47.
Yeah, I believe the 39. The 8 may have gotten. I think someone hit the wall but didn't wreck all the way. I mean, 8 car looks pretty clean.
Yeah, the 54 and the 98 look like they've taken the worst shots of it. So for whatever that happened, it's probably them.
But
well, tough start.
Tough
start for Hail State on his way back into the series. Only took off the 1 week, but still. All right, so they get their setups in early. They pit. Looks like the 16 may have had some strategy here as he's got in the front. He's the control car.
Should be interesting to see how he can defend these other guys potentially on fresher tires. I'm not sure if the 16 just stayed out or if he's on 2.
I want to say it was probably a 2-tire stop knowing these guys, but looking back, the 6 is going to get in the line. Electric and Hendrick look like they're going to be working together a little bit. All real loose for the 20 off of turn 2 there.
As somebody who took 2 tires in the Cup race here the other day, the 6,
Touched
way
the
up the
apron.
racetrack, bottomed out, but
Yeah,
on the apron.
that's gonna screw up the guy behind him, which happens to be Electric Days, and McCard and Sikkim gonna go by. Now Big Jim goes by for a top 5 in that blue 92.
It's
I think
also
Hendrick
laps
can pull him
limit
back
out
in.
too. 17 laps to go. Race.
Oh, we got more trouble in the back.
Guys
they're
are
wrecking
getting
big.
off.
Big wreck in
The
the back.
7 is involved. I saw the 44 Killer was up high.
That's a caution, 100%. They're slowing
That was
down here.
caution.
Quote out of the garage, out of the driver's radio. Typical. Somebody not too happy with somebody's effort. Not sure. I saw the 44 go up and the 70 and the 7 end up getting contact. Didn't really see how it started though.
This is going to be interesting for the 16 because if we have everyone come back down pit road again and all potentially take 4, I mean, that's going to be pretty big for him to get that track position by whatever strategy he did just pull there, and to get on equal tires with everybody would be pretty big.
Yeah, I would imagine after one lap you're going to see a few other guys do that too. Why take your laps? They really are the same. It's not much of a difference here. Get some track position. All right, 2 cautions. Maybe we'll get 2 laps in. Lamar and Hendrick still your front 2 cars. McCard is 3rd, Sikkim 4th, 5th is Carmen, 6th is Electric Days. Big Jim getting to the bottom. That's going to give Electric the bottom just a position back. The 92 is going to touch the apron, and Sikkim's going to get stuck up high there. Depending on who can break away, but the top 3, 4, or 5 cars could make that happen. But a car jumps out high, but he has no help up there, but does have a good run to at least maintain his 3rd position. But Big Jim is coming strong with Electric just behind him. The 1, the 9's teammate, and so is McCard in that 8. They're going to try and line up on the outside, maybe start a high line, and then just behind them is their hot seat. That's Sharp in the 68.
I do like the 9 here on the outside. We did see McCard get cleared by, I think it was Electric early in the race on the outside. He might be able to do the same here to Hendrick. He's really trying to aggressively pull the 16 back on the side draft here.
Some teammates getting into it where the 8 and the 68 made contact. That's going to back the 68 up slightly, and the 36, that also is a new driver, or a new car, actually.
Hendrick's going to get to the inside of the 16 here.
Dirty Boy Jackson's in that car.
10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in stage 1. The 16 car is leading, and the 6 car's to the inside. Well, move by Hendrick.
Oh, and McCard did a great job to fill that hole, get it second in line on the bottom.
Yeah, teammates be damned as McCard left Nobes up on the high side, but he's going to push Lamar up high, giving him a bit of that draft. But there's more cars on the bottom. Hendrick tried to block the top lane. He's going to come back down inside to get in front of that 9 car, and it's going to check them up a little bit. The 9 actually goes high to arc it into turn 1 here, and then they get back to the bottom. Big Jim coming strong.
Trying to get clear of the 16. He's not going to get it there. These two being side by side here are big for the 6 and the 9. They might have a chance to
and the
get a good
20
gap
is
on
going to
the
get below
field.
him. A little touch of the butter by Big Jim, and now they're 3 wide down the front straightaway. Here comes Dirty Boy Jackson in the 36. Sikkim, who slipped back a little bit, coming back on the inside. Sharp also stuck out there in that black and gold 68. Now Big Jim stuck in between him and Nobes.
Not a good sequence there for the 92. Is all the way back to maybe the 9th or 10th position. Now he's going to be close to the wall.
Still 3 wide.
Really tough break for... Oh, the 7th in the grass.
The 7 car's in the grass.
Saved it.
What a save by the Soaps.
On board with Brody to see it. Yeah, there's Masopes who gets to the trail end of the field here once more. I'm sure he was trying to work his way up. Now on board with Hale State in the 54 Twix machine. There's some battling here in the middle of the pack. That's Killer in the 44 trying to get below Carmen. Carmen was up there, way up there, and very quickly he has slipped out to the, 15th? He was in the top 5 not too long ago.
Track position is so important at Charlotte in the Cup race. As a driver being in that race, I know Musa can also attest to this. If you slip up just once, everyone's going to take advantage of you. They're all going to roll that bottom. You're going to be shuffled out. You have to find a gap quick, or it's going to be out of the stage point positions for you here early in this race.
McCart trying to make a move down low is going to get below Hendrick, and there goes Electric, almost putting it 3 wide, slipping through the grass. But McCart almost gets below the 6, not quite, but he gives him a tag. And the 20 gives McCart a tag, and now we are 3 wide down the back straightaway. McCart hits the wall, and he's going to make contact, but keeps all 4 wheels on the track.
And that is not going to make Hendrick, Kate Allman here happy. He had control of this race, had good stage points in hand, and like we just talked about, being on the outside now, he's got to find a hole quick, or he's going to lose all the track position he just had.
Finds his teammate Sharp just behind him for some help, but yeah, lost a lot of track position, as you said there.
Contact, 36 to 21. Being more contact.
Aggressive side drafting from Sikkim here early, really trying to get that third position.
He is really following that car in front of him, but that's going to give Lamar a little bit of the low lane, but can't get there, but does tag the 21. Almost puts him in the wall just by rear-ending him. Looked like Sikkim had the lift a little bit. The 36 of Jackson also had the lift. Coming up on 5 laps to go here in stage number 1. The top 2 have broken away.
Yeah, look at Nose having a good start to the race. He's in P2 right now, pushing the 20 car. Look at 36 too. 30 Boy Jackson first start and xfinity start this year. Right third right now.
You know, I top 10. He's like 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10th after that scuffle with McCart.
I would not be surprised if he has maybe a little bit of damage. He did hit the wall pretty hard. Right side damage here would be terrible to have, especially late into a run like this.
Now the Toyota of Electric leads the field as Nobes is pushing him in the draft. It's given some distance back to third, which is Dirty Boy Jackson at the moment. Some guys have...
It's the last lap of stage 1, guys.
All right, 1 lap to go here. Stage 1, a little calm so far out of turn number 2. We'll see if Nobes can make a move. McCart trying to get back to the top 3 as he looks below the 36 of Jackson. But he's going to draft down the back straightaway as those 5 cars stay in a line. Nobes having a lift in the middle of the corner. Is going to drift it a little bit high, and Electric's going to keep it low. And the 20 car is going to win stage number 1 with Nobes finishing in second. Wow, Big Jim through the grass here.
That was what a comeback for the 20 car. The last couple of races, the 20 car been lights out.
Yeah, Electric ran really good here in the Cup race as well. I mean, this is obviously a track that he seems to get along well with. Suits his driving style well. Wouldn't be surprised to be seeing him in victory lane tonight. I mean, he's looked really good here early.
He really has.
Nobes finished second in the stage, and he needs these points to make the playoffs. So, a nice recovery for him.
Look at Sharp already all the way up, I think, to 4th. I'm not sure if he just passed guys after the stage, but
no, he finished about 7th or 8th. Yeah, he probably is 4th after just the cool down lap here. We'll see. Yeah, he's
restarting
5th.
in the 3rd row.
Yeah, he did improve his spot though, because I don't think he finished 5th. But the 20 and the 1 are your leaders. McCart still in 3rd. McCart started, I feel like, every restart in 3rd or 5th. So he's been able to start on the bottom lane.
And this is where we're going to see, the 1 get down the bottom right away.
I figured they let their teammate in, so Nobes gets the break there with having 2 of his guys right behind.
And now this is where you're going to see some aggressive side drafting back here when you're on the bottom and the leader's pulling the high side.
Wow, the 1 took the run on the draft, and that left Electric high. And here comes Jackson. That's going to be 3 wide off of 4. On board with McCart. Nobes makes contact. After the 36 gets into him, that's going to send everybody around in the back. Electric gets a big part of that accident.
Electric shakes around.
Hunter Baker, Electric. I think it's going to be a manual. It looks like they're still green.
It is not a game yellow. Discussions of a manual are being taken.
But look at the new leader,
all the way up to P2.
Tough break for Electric if they don't call this yellow, but
Small's coming to the inside.
We have a manual call. Race control is called a manual. Dirty Boy Jackson is your leader.
I think they're racing it back.
They might have to go one more lap.
Look at
Small's going to get the
Small.
lead here if he can defend. He's got to pull that high side and make sure that McCart doesn't get clear of the 36. I like this move from him. He was in the booth for that cup race. He saw firsthand how you have to race this track with a field of this size.
So
And the caution will
now
be
we have the yellow, and Small NASCAR fan is going to be your leader. McCard's in second. Third goes to Dirty Boy Jackson.
Small was nowhere near the front, really, by the looks of things, the entire first stage, and he is just, I mean, there was misfortune with some of those guys in the front, but he has driven his way in just a few short laps up to the front.
So we're going to have a mini break here. So, fellas, take it upon yourselves. Why don't you give us a big rundown of what we see and what we think now?
I mean, I'm shocked at how aggressive they all were early here on lap 1 of the stage. I know track position means a lot, but that was a very aggressive move. You know, in the cup race, a lot of guys were content to ride in the line for a little bit, stay in second and third, and then kind of force the issue as the run went on. And on the first lap of the stage, that caught me off guard, seeing those guys go 3 wide to turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I mean, the cup race was much more tamer and less aggressive than the Xfinity race in Stage 1. I mean, Stage 1, a lot of people were like being aggressive and try to take a lead on lap 1 of the stage. I mean,
I kind of saw that there were about 2 races going on. There's a race between the top 3, right? And I would say the top 3 of the race has been the 6, the 9, and the 20. And then there's a race for everybody else, and everybody else is trying to get into that top 3. And I think that those guys see it in their mirrors. We saw the 1 and the 20 just stay in line for the end of that first stage. But then as soon as they went, as soon as Electric slipped high, or as soon as the 1 could get a run, he took it, knowing he has help behind him. But then all of a sudden, there's the 36, there's the 68, there's the 21, there's the 10. Those guys want to get up there too. So now they shuffled. When the 1 made that move, they kind of shuffled getting into turn 3, and then everyone was like, oh, here's my shot. And then, what do we have? 3 cars rolling around.
And interesting development here. It looks like the 44 has stayed out, pulling some strategy here. So unless he pits this time, he's going to be the leader of this race.
That is true.
That's not what Small wanted to see. Now he's going to have to make a decision. Does he take the front row and restart on the outside, or does he take the inside behind a car and older tires? That's one of the biggest dilemmas at a track like this, where you want to be on the bottom.
The 7 car also either stayed out or took 2 tires, because he's moved up a lot on that pit stop. And he's third in line. So Dirty Boy went in third, came out fifth. Small NASCAR went in first, came out second.
Small takes the bottom. See, if the 7 is on older tires, I do like this from Small, because if the 44 slips up out of 2, you can go 3 wide and take the lead. But if you were on the outside here, you could potentially clear the 44, since you are on much better tires than him. So, interesting decision for sure. We'll just have to see how it plays out here.
So how many laps did we run before this yellow? Just a couple, right? 2 or 3?
yeah, 6
I
laps.
think 2 or 3.
Yeah,
We ran 6 laps. So yeah, that is a decent call by the 7 if it is in fact only 2 tires.
Gonna get wild, that's for sure. The front row of guys who were not, our leaders, Small, who was gonna be restarting third here, was the leader when they raced it back to the line. So, gonna be a lot of chaos probably between these guys.
One thing to note, the top 3 cars on the outside are GRM cars. I mean, the 7,
Top 4.
the 9, the 1, and the 68. The 68 is also a GRM.
All 4 cars on the outside are HMS.
Yeah.
So yeah, good point. And should be noted, Electric Days shotgun on the field directly at the end. That's that white car at the very end of the field.
Yeah. Coming to 15 laps ago, the 44 killer is leading. He got a lap point for leading a lap.
Mason's going to be up high, but again, his teammates are just behind him, and now they're going to get low. A bit of space
Someone hit the
created.
apron a lot back there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Sikkim or what happened, but Small NASCAR trying to make a move on the 44 with his fresher tires. The HMS guys are going to dive bomb into the corner. Well, McCard will. Now the 7's a little bit, stuck behind that 44. Held up.
And, 44 way up the track. The 9's going to get clear.
Now 3
That's what
wide. Look out for
small.
this. They
Oh,
a little tight, but they made it. So does the
nine
44
already pulled
regret
up.
that call now? Does the 44 wish he pit?
I mean, he did get the point for leading a lap, so I mean, there's always that. But you know, I think he was in the back anyway, so I mean, not really going to lose much here. He's probably going to go back to where he would have been if he took 4.
How many laps left we have, fellas?
We got 11
I
laps
believe
to go
4,
in stage 2.
11 laps in stage 2. All right. And small NASCAR is your leader.
Oh, 68, way down on the
Oh,
apron.
Sharp lagged
Oh, did he
out.
just?
Engine
Is
failure for the
very
68.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Unfortunate for the 68 car.
So an early day for Sharp here in the Xfinity Series.
That 92, I think.
Less of a chance seeing a ringer.
He looked at 92 peaking. Right, 5th right now.
92 in 5th, and he's been peeking to the inside last couple laps, trying to find something.
Oh, here comes McCart and Nobes now. Low on small NASCAR fan. If they can maintain that line, that should give the 9 the lead coming to the line with nobody behind small NASCAR. But maintaining so far, but McCart does lead the lap. That might be his first lap led, so points for the 9 team. Small NASCAR now stuck up high with a long line of cars running that bottom lane. Take a look at Big Jim trying to make a move on the 21 as they both have to get below the 0 car coming in the front straightaway. Small NASCAR holding his own, staying pretty strong up there. Hasn't dropped that far back yet, but it does seem inevitable. As Miss Soaps and Hendrick now going to make a move below the 0 car. The 15 is back at it. He's up into this lead draft. That is Speed Racer doing a hot seat for Heredia with the RFK team. Now Sikkim and Mason have moved up to the top lane, and that could be good strategy as you go down the back straightaway. Those cars tend to move up as Big Jim fills the gap. But if you got to get back to the bottom of the turn, and Mason's the odd man out who's going to get stuck high as small NASCAR takes the bottom lane in the middle of the pack.
Coming to 6 laps to go in stage number 2. McCart's lead out front. I mean, the 1 car's behind him. I mean, the 1 car might wait till the last time to make a move on his teammate.
Will he make a move on his teammate? You know, McCart's leading the points. Nobes is just trying to get back into the top 10. Who takes the points here?
I think the 1 car probably make a move for the stage 1 because, like, a playoff point matters for these playoffs, and, like, any point matters in the playoffs. I mean, 1 point can change your 4.
See, I almost feel like Nobes is going to the bottom in more of a defensive move, not trying to make a pass. He's trying to keep the 21 at bay so that Sikkim can't get a run on both of these HMS cars. See what I mean? He took a lower entry and kind of protects the line for the 9. Oh, the 21 does get below that time.
The 21's into the inside.
Now we got a race for second. 4 laps to go in stage 2. Now McCard loses his help, and Nose is going to drop from second to basically 6th. Trying to catch back up to the lead draft is the 7, 15, and 6. Mason leading that charge. As they get side by side, might do it.
Vision is backing up behind the 21, but the 21 has a big run out of the corner. He's staying on the high side, and they're like, the 9 car trying to defend himself, coming 3 laps to go to stage number 1. That's stage 2, not goal. But the 9 car is key, like, blocking defensively for stage 1.
Small NASCAR also pushing the envelope to get below Big Jim there. And now Sikkim in the 9 may get a little space to these guys as NASCAR aggressively stuck that below the 92.
I mean, look at Carman 3rd.
Look at the 10 out of nowhere. There's freedom in these USA colors again. The 21 just gets into the rear of the 9. This is the last lap.
2 laps to go.
2 to go here for stage number 2, getting set up for the most important stage, number 3. McCard and Sikkim Leading the pack is Freedom, and that 10 Chevy has come out of almost nowhere. Remember, he went from the front to the back, and now he's back to the front. Small NASCAR also trying to make a move as the 10's going to throw it up high. Nobes and the 7 side by side just behind, and here comes Speed Racer as well. Now Sikkim goes high off of turn number 4, and we're going to have a 3-wide battle for second as Small NASCAR tries to make a move, but he's going to get behind Freedom. McCard throwing blocks up high, swinging it down on the corner, and the 10 is going to get just behind him.
And one left to go in stage number 2.
This is crazy. Oh, look at the
McCard hugging the
bottom.
bottom lane down the back straightaway. Freedom's not going to give it up, though. He's going to get below him. No, he's going to get behind the 9, stick it to the blue line. Small NASCAR has a run up high. Here comes Masopes. The 9 gets loose to the line. McCard barely beats Freedom to the line.
Sikkim took a hard hit back here. I think he's going to have damage, and he lost a lot of track position. That's not good for the 21 car.
What a way to end stage 2.
Yeah, it depends on when that contact came. Before the line, yes, lots of damage. After the line, purely visual. I think the 92 got damaged, but that might have been after the line. But yeah, big battle for the stage 2 finish here, and most of the battle was for about 4th, it looked like.
Yeah, but what a race by the 9 car. I mean, he was defensive all stage 2. I mean, good defensive blocks, and I mean, he almost lost the stage, but he still won the stage. Though now playoff point for the 9 car, and
what else could Freedom have done to maybe make the pass at the end?
I mean, Freedom was inside, but he backed off. That was how probably would go through it. And the 9 car up the racetrack, win the stage by doing that.
Well, McCard and Freedom now leading him to the stripe as we begin stage number 3, the longest stage of the race. We're probably going to see, the 10 got loose.
I think McCard cleared himself. I think there was some neck code there.
Yeah, that looked a little weird.
Freedom came down and McCard came up, or there was a lag spike. That's a tough break for the 10. We've seen a lot of bad luck for front runners. We saw the 20 wreck early. We saw Cade Allman in the wall early.
Yeah, and Small NASCAR fan ends up in 2nd, Speed Racer in 3rd, and Masopes is in 4th. So 1st and 3rd of the points is 1st and 4th in the race.
I mean, look at Hunter Baker's in 5th place right now. After all racing being in the bag, being wrecked, he's in top 5 right now.
That is the driver of the 6 car.
Right where Small wants to be, because I know he's a very patient driver. He loves to save his stuff. He's good at conserving. So I think right where he wants to be is behind this 9. I think he's just going to take it easy, potentially save an extra lap or 2 if he can, run long in the pit stop and get a tire advantage over everyone else for the next run.
Strategy will be key. Taking care of your stuff will be key.
Now, McCard's kind of protecting the bottom, but I don't think Small's in any sort of push to pass him here.
Sorry, I saw Sikkim get sliding through the
inside
of the back straight.
To the inside, 7. Pulling 7 on the wall. Came to the inside.
Shake and bake.
He tried to cover. Hunter Baker got underneath him. I think he tried to come back down and pinch him and got him into the apron. That's exactly what these top 2 to 3 want, because now they're going to have a chance to pull away from that pack. And that's why Small does what he does. He does not like to battle early in these runs. There's really no point to battle early in these runs when you can, get a good gap like this before pit stops.
He's about your only ringer left in the field. Speed Racer and Shake and Bake.
And that's, I think Electric was the one talking about Cup drivers in the Xfinity Series. That's what he wants to see in this race. No Cup drivers have really been a factor, really, all race. Even, before Sharp lagged out, it was a lot of these series regulars up front.
Speaking of Electric, himself, yeah, he's back into the top 10.
I mean, right now,
cars fast.
I mean, right now, the Cup regulars are running 3rd and 5th right now.
Here comes. We got the camera on Electric as we're going to go on board as he tries to follow Lamar, the U of L fan, and the number 16 into turn number 1. That's going to give him a pass on Nobes in the 1. They're staying in line while they have to, but I've seen these guys a couple of times take the runs when they come to them.
I mentioned that Small is really patient and likes to save his stuff. he's either really taking it easy right now, or the 9 car is really fast because McCart is pulling out a little bit of a gap over Small right now. It looks like by about half a second almost.
Yeah, the 9 is just on rails, it looks like.
I don't know if I was a 9 car. I think the 9 cars pushed you a little too much in the short run. For me, I would have like backed up and saved myself for a little bit for the long runs if I was a 9 car.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell a
contact
guy
back
pulling
there.
away
Someone
from
just
the
hit the
field to
wall.
back off. Yeah, that looked like I don't know, it was the 6? No, he's not. That wasn't him. Oh, it was Nobes. I think either him or the 36 got into the wall. I saw orange or red, so that's why.
Trying to get on Small's onboard here, trying to hear how early he's lifting into these corners.
And I think the 15's backing off to the back of the bag.
See where
Shake
Small
and bake,
lifts
making a
from
move
turn
on
1.
Small.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he wants a little bit more draft to save fuel. Shake it. I didn't think it'd take him this long to get to the front, but there he is. I mean, he's certainly, you know, when you're hot seating, you don't want to sit around and play the saving game and do all that. You just want to lead laps. That's what you're here to do.
Here comes the 16 also on
Yes.
NASCAR. So maybe he doesn't have the space, maybe the pace, maybe he has a little bit of damage just preventing him from going faster.
I think Small just definitely wants to save and run long because at the end of the day, you're going to win this race by potentially either shortening up, you know, your stop or doing one less stop. I don't think you can do one less stop, but you want to be on the freshest tires to end this race. You do not want to be, you know, having older tires than the rest of the field after green flag stops. While undercutting would probably get you a big time advantage, you know, those guys are going to, the guys with the freshest tires will eat right into it. And Hunter Baker's already at the back of the 9. He's hard charging right now.
Yeah, Shake and Bake's definitely on a charge. And you're probably right. That's why the 9 pulled ahead a little bit from the 0 car. We went back in the pack a little bit. I'm on board with Ty Racing as he has Big Jim, Mayhem, and Sikkim battling just in front of him.
Hunter Baker, is he going to step out here? Not yet. I don't think he'll sit behind this 9. I think, you know, knowing Hunter and again, knowing what, you know, Cup drivers, I don't really think, you know, they want to play that saving game. They do want to win the race, obviously, but I don't think, you know, they want to, you know, go 50%, 75%. You know, they don't race for points in here. It's go big or go home. Lead laps, have fun, show you're fast.
Adding
And yeah,
to
he's
that,
a pull to the 9.
adding to the Jake right now. If he wins this race, this is more confident boost for tomorrow for the Cup race. I mean, it's a confidence boost if he wins.
That is true, although the Cup Series tomorrow is at a road course.
Yeah.
If anything, the Cup race on Thursday gave him confidence for here.
Yeah, Shake ran really good before he had his mechanical troubles, obviously.
Yeah.
Didn't get to finish that race,
But he did run well, essentially. These guys taking a high line, swinging to that blue line, and then just keeping it steady off the corner.
there is a 6-car breakaway. I mean, look at how far 6th from 7th is. I'm not sure if those
I
guys
think
in the
the
back.
top 2 are about to pull away. I think the 16 kind of caught up when they made the pass, but the 0's not helping him any, and these 2 cars in front look like they're just going to start pulling away, if I were to guess. It's not really a guess.
We're coming to the line with 39 laps to go, so I mean,
Sorry, say that again. How many?
39 laps to go.
39 laps to go. How many laps till we pit?
13 laps.
13 laps, essentially right around that for pit stops.
Moose, is there a stream
38
link
to
you
go.
have?
Yeah, I have a stream. I'm on electric stream right now.
Can you send it to me real quick?
I will.
Yeah, I'm relying on these guys for the streams. I got enough to watch and do. Poor
need to get all
Sikkim
of our,
back in the pack.
Our angles covered here.
Back on with Electric Days. He's got Speed Racer just in front of him, and not a guy that's that easy to pass. Been racing in the Cup Series. Hasn't had the season he's hoped for up there, but looking pretty good in the top 5 in Xfinity with Electric Days hounding his rear end. Small NASCAR has maintained his 4th position, but I have a sense that a lot of these guys are just starting to save, and no one's pushing it here in the front. You see the 6 just behind Electric Days. So this
Yeah,
is
I think it was a much shorter race, but the last time I raced an Xfinity car to Charlotte, a lot of people pitted 2 to 3 laps earlier. The tires, I think, do wear a lot here, especially that right rear. If you're running really loose, you're going to burn that right rear up a lot. You have to pit a lot earlier than some of these guys that are only going 70-80% right now.
Freedom running by himself a little bit back in the pack as well. Nodes we saw have a little trouble, and he's lost the draft here. Once you know, it's not like Talladega, Daytona, but once you lose the draft, you just don't have the same pace. You see the 4 cars ahead of Mayhem have more pace than Big Jim and Mayhem have
Oh,
here
the
by
47 in the
themselves.
grass.
Uh-oh.
I thought I was lagging there, but Hunter Baker, that is strange. You never see him make mistakes like that.
I think he
Loses the
got loose
lead.
off the corner and hit the grass.
And this is much different than the Cup race. In the Cup race, you did not see anybody really getting loose. Everyone was in a much bigger pack. Now we have kind of 2 to 3 separate packs here. We have guys already getting loose off the corner before we're even really at a place where we need to pit. You know, these cars handle so much differently. Creates for a much different style of racing.
Well, they're a bit more rigid for sure. So getting that flow that you need to be quick at a 1.5-mile track like this is a little more difficult than especially the next gen cars. But yeah, this front group has tightened up.
Hunter's going to the outside, it seems.
No threat from the 0, so the 47 still wants to maybe get back to the lead.
I think this is definitely a product of small
loose.
backing off that first part of the run. I still don't think he's going 100%. I think he kind of just caught these guys by, virtue of them being loose. Their cars are a little more ill-handling. Hunter Baker just smacked the apron.
And the 47 probably go all the way to the back of the pack.
Yeah, that time it may be... the handling on the 47 is definitely going awry. Look at Electric, by the way. He did get around the 16. And he's working on Hunter.
Right now he's in 5th right now. I mean, that's a spot I want to be in right now, 5th place in this pack right now.
Cade Allman is almost partial throttle down the back straightaway, it seems. I don't think he got the full throttle really at all there, and he lost a lot of ground in the pack. Definitely, I think maybe trying to save as much fuel and run this stint long and get those fresh tires at the end, because if you see how hard it is to pass on equal tires, I mean, it's hard to pass the cars that are handling bad, on the outside or underneath them. You're going to want as big a tire advantage as possible to make passes, especially when you're the last car in the pack like the 6 is.
I mean, we're coming to 5 laps into pit stops. I mean, the next 5 or 7 laps, I mean, people will be in pit road, so.
Yeah, and there was really no splitting the stage in half. Like, halfway through the stage is pit stops.
And again, that's another reason these guys potentially trying to save maybe an extra lap or so. You don't want to really, risk. I'm not sure what the exact fuel number is that you get from in one
it's
run.
29 laps. I don't know Xfinity. I think Cup was 29 laps. So.
Yeah, so probably somewhere close to there, and you don't want to, come early and not have enough to make it to the end or anything like that. So again, just taking every precaution to possibly run this as long as you can, because that's probably going to be the winning strategies. Whoever can be on their freshest tires, be the fastest car in the closing laps.
Dirty Boy Jackson is coming off pit road as Ty Racing is coming on pit road. So pit stops, and Brody is coming off pit road. So a couple of guys have taken it upon themselves to pit a little bit early.
I think they should be in that window now inside. I can't see the Electric Stream is lagging for me, but I think they're inside 25 to go now at least.
There's 29 laps to go.
29 to go, yeah. So imagine if guys are pitting, they can go the rest of the way.
The next 2 or 4 laps, the leader should be pitting. So
here he goes.
Oh, looks like McCard's coming now.
McCard looks like he's pitting.
And he came back up and it puts the 0 into the wall. I've seen that happen a couple of times in both series.
Yeah,
guys signal to pit and then tag someone. He's the first guy to pit of the leaders. Probably had one less. And Mason's also pitting. Here goes a number of guys. Killer, Big Jim.
I'm not a fan of that pitting early from the lead. I'm not a fan of that, but I mean, do your best to get a win. And Hunter Breaker and Electric are going out pit road this time by.
Yeah, we are on electric now. We'll see if him and Shake should be pitting this time. There they go. And the 6 also follows them. A couple of guys stayed out. Small NASCAR Speed Racers stayed out. Lamar stayed out.
This does not shock me at all to see small NASCAR. He's usually the last one on the track. A race I just did with him the other night, pitted like 3, 4, 5 laps even later than the rest of the field, and then just flew to the front. Looks like he's coming this time.
Oh!
Man,
he signaled it and put himself in the wall. We caught that. Speed Racer is your leader, by the way. And Lamar stays out for one more lap.
That's interesting.
I mean, the freshest tires. I mean, that could prevail you to win this race. I mean, he was in his lead pack, so I mean.
But he's also losing time right now. So even with the fresher tires, he's gonna have to use that up to pass the guys who are probably passing him right here.
Yeah.
I still think it's a decent strategy. I mean, these guys. I mean, McCart at this point, as we're about to see where McCart cycles out, he is not going to clear the 47, so that's interesting to say the least. Hunter Baker looks like he's cycled to the lead here.
Yeah, Hunter probably had a good entry, and McCart probably had like a really bad entry into pit road, or a bad pit stop. I don't know.
Hunter also definitely he was in the draft, so his in-lap was a lot better than McCart's in-lap. He was the leader, no draft. These two are going to blow the doors off of the
0 and the 15.
2 red JDM cars here. McCart is also just letting the 6 go. I wonder if McCart pitted too early. Maybe he doesn't have enough fuel. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have enough fuel to win the race, maybe.
I mean, it looks like he just let the 6 go right by.
He tagged the apron that time, and it almost gave Electric a run. The 15 is now going to get below Electric as a result of him being held up by the 9. And they all blow by Lamar.
They do have to make one more stop, I believe. So, I mean, he could just be saving to try and shorten up how much fuel he takes.
No, it looks like it's a fuel-saving race because I'm on electric stream right now, and it's like 24 laps on this tank and coming to 24 laps to go.
Wow, yeah, so the 9 is
definitely in the
saving.
best spot here. The 16's
right.
got more fuel than all these guys and better tires. He could be in the best position.
Yeah.
Definitely the best position to win this race if he is good on fuel.
If I was a 60, I'll be happy right now. I mean, he had the best fuel, the best tires right now.
Well, he pit 4 or 5 laps after the 44 did. Remember, the 44 was one of the first guys, and he's just in front of him, so he's pulling away a little bit. Dirty Boy Jackson is ahead of the 16, but he pit a lap. No, Dirty Boy Jackson was one of the first guys to pit as well.
I don't think Hunter Baker's saving. Like we said before, Cup guys, they don't come here to save and stuff. I think he's just going to try and stretch out this lead, maybe hope for a caution that he can stay out front.
But Soaps is also way back in the pack, and I wonder if he's saving as well.
Well, as a key to mind here, you might lose gas by pushing more, so.
Yeah, and Small NASCAR fan does not look like he's, checking up as he passes Electric Days. So he's probably confident in how long he can go. That's just an assumption, though.
I think the longer those guys ran the first stint, the better they should be on fuel. I mean, the 15 even could potentially be good or close to good if he's not good already on fuel.
The 16 caught the 36 in a lap and a half, blew by him into turn 1, and he's pulling away down the back straightaway.
I think the best spot right now is the 16 because the 16 has the freshest tires and has the best fuel, so he can go max out and push as hard as he can to get to the front.
I don't disagree with you, but I think Small NASCAR and the guys who pit on his lap might be the ones who are in the better position.
Yeah.
Because they're ahead of the 16 and by a decent amount.
But they might be close on fuel, so.
But they're on a draft also, and Lamar is running by himself. And I'm just saying for speed wise, not for fuel saving wise. I think that's going to play too.
Yeah.
McCart definitely to the tail end of this, and he's stayed there. So probably it appears to be on purpose.
Yeah, definitely a little bit questionable how early he pit from the lead. I'm not sure if his tire was low or couldn't go any further. Maybe that's a setup thing. We saw how fast he was. He was gapping a lot of the field early. So potentially, he just couldn't risk going any longer on his tires and pitted, because I definitely think that he had a little bit more fuel in the tank.
If it was tires, I'd
Um,
want to assume that he would know and would be able to take care of them better than taking care of the fuel.
Yeah, definitely a strange situation considering, there was 3 guys who stretched it a few more laps than he did.
I
And
think
again, as the
leading the
leader,
pack, he used an extra lap or 2 of fuel.
yeah, no draft, going on this really fast. I mean, that's definitely possible. Those, especially, we saw the zero of Small be really conservative behind him for, 5, 6 laps before he was passed.
They are going to come up on some lap cars here, potentially, in a few laps, as you see them just ahead of the leaders.
16 is rapidly gaining on this pack in front.
Probably say as 18 laps to go, so
It's going to be interesting to see, once he gets there, because he's definitely going to he's definitely going to get there. He's definitely going to be faster than the 9, definitely going to be faster than the 6. It's going to be interesting that if he does get up there, how much faster than the 15, how much faster than the 0 is he? Will the tires have evened out by then? There's a lot of variables that go into it because, catching is one thing and then passing is another, especially when you've got to pass potentially 5 or 6 of them to get to the guys who are going to be fighting for the win of this race.
But like you said, maybe he doesn't have to pass 5 or 6 cars. Maybe he just has to get to that 0.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't have to, he could just sit behind the guys saving and wait for them to pit before he pushes.
Guys are
not
pitting,
use
by
up
the way.
his advantage.
There are a few guys on the 36 and 44 are back on pit road already.
Yeah, I think I do like that call. If you know you can't make it, if you know you're not going to be able to save that much, you might as well just come now and try and get as big of an advantage, because you could leapfrog some guys if guys run long and lose time to you. They're not going to be able to catch up if they pit with 3-4 to go. They're not going to have enough time to use that tire advantage. So for the guys racing for points, I do like pitting earlier here.
Trying to see who they just put a lap. There it is. That's Mayhem. They just put a lap down. There was a little bit of contact. I wasn't sure who it was.
it was contact with a 20. The 20 who shot past the 8. The 8 was
Oh, the 8 to 20 made contact? No way.
Yeah. They have a little history each other, so.
Some more guys are running pit road. 2 balls stick them in the 98s on pit road, but your lead pack, nobody has vacated yet.
I like the fact that Small's gotten up to the 47 and he's not really trying to pass him. He's just kind of, if he is close on fuel, saving it behind him, saving his tires. And I like the fact that if he's saving his tires, if the 16 does get up there, he's going to have used his stuff up compared to, Small. And these guys are definitely, the 15 does not sound like he's 100% throttle at all right now.
Yeah, I was going to mention Speed Racer in the 15 is also a guy who's classically good at saving fuel, saving tires. So I think the 0, the 15, and then the 16, who was catching. I don't know if he's still catching. I guess he's a little bit closer. Slowly happening. He'll probably catch
Charlotte
Mayhem.
is a track that is hard to save fuel at too. So if you are, what was the 15 signaling, or he just went down to the bottom of the track?
I think he got loose.
We're on Lamar.
He,
Lamar is still through 3 and 4. I think the 16 gets his biggest gains. How many laps left?
12 laps to go.
12 laps to go here. And this will be it for the Xfinity guys at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This will be it for HPL at Charlotte Motor Speedway, because essentially this is the last season, and then we'll have the new game by the fall.
hopefully, on NASCAR 25, these cars, they do get loose in this game, but hopefully we get to see, a different style of racing, because, these mile and a halves, they kind of race like Atlanta in real life. A lot of, drafting racing, a lot of pack racing, which it is fun from a driver standpoint sometimes if it's not, too clogged up. But, I'd like to see a game where these different lines work, where guys can, jump to the top, get clean air, search around. Because, for a lot of this race, it's been, not follow the leader, but, guys just really aren't willing to go to the top and potentially lose 5 to 10 spots if they can't make a pass. So potentially it's also, a closed chapter on this style of racing, if you will say that.
Yeah. And you know, it's a bittersweet goodbye. A lot of the guys are really sick of this game, but it has been for the last 5 years our only NASCAR experience. And you can't go backwards. You can't play NASCAR Heat 4 and NASCAR Heat 3. Some guys would like to go back to play NASCAR 15 or NASCAR Inside Line, but those games are on different systems. So this is all we've had for a good amount of
It's
time.
9 laps. It's 9 laps to go, by the way, guys.
Under 10 to go. And not only that, there's not been one NASCAR game developed for the PS5. Yes, we're all probably on PS5s at this point, or a vast majority of us, but this game was developed before the PS5 was solidified. So we don't really know. We have so much expectations, not expectations, but so much hope for what's going to come out in the fall. And we got some stuff happening up front.
Caught the 39 at an awkward spot there. They couldn't really get an arc into the corner. And again, I'm not sure what Shake's deal is here. If he's Small's
There's
pulling
the
the
zero.
trigger potentially. Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact.
Well, the 47 did try to come down. The 0 had the bottom lane, and that's going to put the 47 up higher and give the 15, a Speed Racer, a drive-by as well. But the top 3 are kind of off by themselves here. You see the 9 and the 6 have dropped way back.
I was just about to say, we don't really know what Shake's deal is fuel-wise, if he needs to pit, if he's good, what his tires are like. He pitted earlier than Small.
Big Jim and Sikkim going a lap down.
Oh, that's not good for the 15 on the apron trying to get by the lap car.
The 16
That's going to slow him up a lot.
has 16 call up with the second pack right now. I mean,
I think it's a little bit too late. Small's out.
He's got to
in
get
front.
to these front 2 cars now, and that's going to be much more difficult. Sickham's in the wall. He's dropping back a lap down, unfortunately for him. Top 10 in points. Big Jim,
16,
also top 10 in points, is a lap down now.
unfortunately, just a little bit too late because the 2 guys that he's, that he doesn't have that huge advantage on tire-wise and fuel-wise are the 2 that are leading this pack. So it is probably a little bit too late. He's going to need a caution to potentially get himself back up to have a shot at these guys.
5 laps to go. We're on 5 laps to go.
5 to go, and if we see a caution, we'll get a green-white checker, but a lot of these guys up front probably don't want to see that.
The 47 is not going to make it because he pushed early in this run, and also he did pit it early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
curious
gonna say-
what guys are. I think some guys are just going to run out. We're going to see them run out here.
4 to go, I believe now. The 47 does look like he's slowing. I was going to say, I don't know what his situation is, but I definitely think the race for the win is between the 0 and the 15. It's going to be interesting. Like we said, this style of racing, the top side, is usually a disadvantage. But look at the gap they have on the 47 and the other pack. Speed's going to be able to use and potentially try the outside without getting passed by anybody. I mean, there's really no one behind him that can fill in a gap on the bottom.
And, I want to say that Speed's been able to save his tires, but we also know running in the draft, your right front tire runs a little bit hotter. So it's hit or miss whether or not that 15 has better tires or not than the 0. But my hunch is it's the same or worse, if not marginally.
We have 3 to go now, I believe, Musa.
It's 3 laps to go. 3 laps to
3
go.
to go. This is going to be...
The
a lot of
9
these
and
guys
the
are
47 signaling. Look like they're going to have to come down pit road.
And that's why I did like what some of those guys in the back were doing, pitting early, because they actually might have a chance to finish ahead of those guys now. They're not going to have that much time to maybe 2 laps to use their tire advantage they're about to get. If they even take tires, maybe they're just going to take fuel.
Yeah, 2 laps to go, and we assume that these guys are fine because of how they ran the first part of stage 3 and how they've run much harder here at the end of the stage, end of the race. But a lot of guys have had to pit.
Speed has got all the room he needs to try the outside. He does not need to, just try and lay the bumper on the 0. He's going to have
one time
the whole track to make his move. There he goes. Looking
one
at the top
time
side.
around as they now lap shake and bake in the 47. Once their competitor, now he's way back. But small NASCAR fan leading Speed Racer down the back straightaway. It's a mono-e-mono. The 15 snags the wall. He's out of gas.
Slowing.
So there goes the 0 with nobody now on his tail. And he is going to get this win here at Charlotte. Speed Racer trying to hold on for second. He's sliding through the grass with no power. I think he got third. The 16 ended up in second.
And that was a master class in fuel saving by small. I mean, we saw it from the drop of the green in stage 3. He was conservative, he was patient, and that is his specialty. He knows when it's go time and when it's time to relax. And that is just a great
I
way
believe I,
to show
I believe
patience wins races.
I believe this is Small's first career Xfinity Series win.
Congratulations. If you guys don't mind, and we know the top three for sure, get them in here.
Uh,
I
it's it's
I know
Small
Lamar
during
was
these
second.
races. I think the I think the 20 got third.
And that was just great to watch. I mean, the strategy played out nice. You know, they weren't all tiptoeing around the track. They weren't going super slow. You know, it was kind of like a cars tour race. I know Kevin Harvick likes to use that analogy a lot in the booth on Sundays on Fox, but this was like
Speed
kind of
Racer
watching a
got
cars
third.
tour race. The guys were, you know, being some were going 100%, some were going 80%. And, you know, it went to the guy who was the most patient, waited until the right time to pull the trigger and go to the front. And like I said before, when the stage 3 started, that is small specialty. He just is so good at fuel saving, tire saving, patience.
The top three are Small, DJ, and Speed Racer.
All right, get them in the booth so we can have our top three interviews, please.
What is DJ's username?
Fastest lap went to
Big Jim.
Big Jim, who finished the lap down, but good for him. He
That's an
is
extra
very
two
good here. I
points.
kind of expected more out of him tonight, but wasn't in the cards.
Speed
Extra
and
point.
Small were right there. Both those cars were really fast. Even the Speed didn't even look like he was, you know, up front a lot all race. He just kind of crawled his way up there methodically. And both
I
those drivers,
run
I
the
think, are RFK drivers. RFK just had a masterful day.
You know, I wasn't sure. All right, so we'll start with third place, as I like to do. Speed Racer, driving the 15 on a hot seat today. Congratulations on getting that top three, but tell us about your race. We saw that you ran out of gas at the end. You didn't have the best stage one, but we at the end ended up with a top three. Speed, you got to talk or share your mic.
he just loaded in.
I just loaded in. I haven't
Okay,
Yeah,
spoke yet. It should be shared.
okay. So yeah, tell us about your race there, buddy. Good job on third place.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. There was a point where I was 21st and getting involved in the shenanigans at the back, but that happens when people are wrecking every time you turn a corner. But it's all right. I still got thirds. First time I've been in the booth in a season and a half, so I guess we'll take that. Um, I'm more scared, excited, and concerned about tomorrow's race. This is not my series. Congratulations to my teammates, Small and winning. I don't know how I ran out of fuel in the last lap because we pit at the same time, but that just is what it is, and that's really all I have to say.
All right, Mufasa or Tanner.
how's the difference between the Xfinity Cup, Xfinity car here, and a Cup car here? Like, what's the difference for you? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. The Cup cars are just they feel more packy, I guess is a way to put it. Like it's just a lot more like real life Atlanta. Whereas in Xfinity, it's still a draft track, but you can definitely still tell there's a skill gap and differing strategies and what have you.
I do just have one question because we didn't get to see it play out. But had you been good to the end, had you not run out of fuel, you know, that was your teammate in front of you. Would you have put the bumper to the back of him, or you did have a lot of space behind you? Would you have tried the top side?
I don't know if I would have necessarily put the bumper to him or anything, but just given the fact, not even because he's my teammate, just straight up because I'm technically in an all-star car, but I definitely wouldn't have just rolled over and let him win, that's for sure. I would have tried the top or something.
All right. Well, good job on your third place there, buddy. Welcome back to the booth post race, and we look forward to seeing how you're going to do tomorrow at Road America. Moving up, we
Yeah,
got
we'll
the
see.
second place guy, and I got to say, you were the topic of a lot of the conversation after that last pit stop because you were the last car to pit, I believe, in the entire field. And we weren't sure. Did he have better tires? Could he catch the field? Was he going to be able to get to the 0 and the 15, who we thought had the best fuel strategy? And you come away with a second place finish. So congrats on that. Good job on taking care of your equipment and having the speed here tonight. But give us a rundown of how that all played out for you.
Okay, well, first off, I would like to say really proud of what the team has given me, like what I've been able to run. Stage one and two, I feel like it wasn't the best because in stage one I kind of got collected in a wreck and I was all the way in the back. And stage two, we had to make some pit adjustments, rally all the way back to get to the top 10. And then obviously in the third stage, I feel like I had to stay with the pack the entire time we had to pit. So basically what I did was because for those of you guys who don't know, the reason why I had the last pit stop was because I have a stick shift. So I was just putting in neutral in the corners, saved a whole lap. I was able to pit a lap ahead. I thought Small was gonna run out because he pitted a lap before me. So but hey, props to him. He somehow managed to save it, and I'm glad that the strategy that I did it worked. And I mean, I'm glad I'm rolling in the Xfinity series. I mean, I was not expecting to show up to all the races and not finish lower than sixth. So I mean, I just got to keep this momentum up. I mean, playoffs are approaching. If I can just keep it up, don't do anything silly, just focus on myself, don't focus on nobody else, then we're gonna have a good time in the playoffs, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, good job, buddy. Fellas, what do you got for him?
I have a question. So this second place finish, what's your expectations for the next couple of races? I mean, the playoffs is looming around, and you got two more races left in the regular season. What's your goals for right now?
I think we just gotta find the right pit adjustments. I mean, it feels like after I make pit adjustments, my car just it's fast. Like I'm actually able to actually compete with people, and I feel like you know with no practice or nothing because I don't usually do all that in 2025, but Um, I think with no practice and what I'm doing right now, I mean, it's perfect. So, I mean, if I just keep doing what I'm doing every single week, just run my race, don't worry about anybody else, we're good. And I think hopefully I should go pretty far in the playoffs.
I just have one thing to ask as well. On that last run, how hard were you really running? Because I know fuel maybe still was a little bit close. So were you going 100%, or were you just kind of like trying to like make sure that you would definitely make it to the end?
I wasn't going 100% because I felt like if I pushed it, that was going to cause me to lose time if I think about it too much. So I feel like if I just chilled, just run smooth, don't do anything silly, you know, I thought maybe I could, get up there, but I guess not because I had a few like I had a few laps better on tires, so I thought maybe, I could catch him, but no, the tires just evened out, um, so it kind of made it impossible. Once I got it down to like 2.3, 2.4, I felt like that was when I started to lose time because I think the guys that were not good, they were pushing it all, giving it all they got, but in the end they ran out and I got second off of it. So I mean, just all I had to really do was just play it smart, don't do anything dumb, and get a top three. Just take it and move on to next week.
Well, like the late great Dale Earnhardt said, the best thing to do is put yourself in a position to win, and that's what you did, and you walked away with a silver medal tonight. But I mean, you keep doing stuff like that, I think victory lane is not too far in your future. All right, moving on to our victor of the day, driver the number 0, top 5 in points, now becomes not the only guy in top 5 without a win. Small NASCAR van, broadcaster for Cup, driver for the 0. Congrats on your Charlotte victory and your first Xfinity victory, I'm told.
Yep. That's now I have a win in all three series. That's my fourth win in this league. It's amazing. I can't believe after a lot of tough weeks, I didn't think that I was going to win. I was really debating about just stop showing up and just not racing or just run part time. But definitely this one has motivated me to keep going and yeah, because it's tough when you feel like you have a top five car every week, but every week you always finish 15th because of something happening, whether it's you getting wrecked or running out of fuel or spending by yourself or something. Yeah.
I have two questions to ask you. So
Damn, two?
yeah, two. So
What
does
if
this
I
one
have
make you
three?
more okay? Does this race make you more feel confident for the next couple races? And also, how's the celebration? You gonna drink all night or
He's gonna race Var Canada. That's what he's gonna do.
yeah, be quiet, okay?
Yeah, I'm always can and hopefully win that because that's a good check for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, it motivates me. Definitely. I said how I was really debating about just not showing up, and especially after all the stuff that's been happening, like especially over the last week, I've been really like, I might just move to full commentating, and because that's something I really want to do when I'm older. It's something I really want to focus on as a career, so I might just. So I was really debating about just doing that for both series, but this definitely motivates me to keep going. I definitely felt a lot happier this race. Obviously because I won, but because I was running good. I This was the first time since Vegas I probably felt I could drive through the field and actually have a good car. Um, so yeah.
I just have one really question, or not really question, it's kind of like it's like a half question, half just like observation. At the start of stage three, I was kind of talking, to the fans watching at home about how good you are at saving, how patient you are, and right away, I believe this is what you were doing. Just want to get confirmation. Like 2 laps into that stage, it just kind of seemed like you were going 80%, 85%, not pushing all the way and already kind of in that save mode. Is that really just like what you were doing from the start? Because we even saw you let some guys by. So like I was just wondering, were you just on the save button from the moment the green flag dropped in stage three?
Probably not the moment of the green flag drop because I wasn't told it was saving until by the end of the first lap, where someone in my party was like, "Oh, look at the fuel," and I did some quick math and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be an issue." So, I mean, I was gonna ride behind the code anyways. It just gave me more of a reason to. And then when I kind of realized I wasn't saving how I wanted to, I just kind of sat there and waited because I knew guys were gonna be pushing or trying to save less. So once they got up to me, I just let them by. I mean, I probably would let them by anyways if I wasn't saving and they were faster than me. But it just gave me more of a reason to. I mean, yeah, it, I kind of realized that it was saving, so I just sat around, was really patient. Even when, because we pitted and we thought we were good, but I was a little questionable. Like I was questioning that a bit because I knew we burned fuel by pushing. And yeah, so once I got past speed, because I knew that speed was probably going to be in the same boat as me, so if I could be the first one on my strategy, that would really help. So I just kind of sat behind Shake for a couple laps, and then with like 10 to go, I was like, okay, this is my time. I need to go. I need to pull away and just leave everyone in dust. And I almost did that. Because yeah, but speed was hard on my tail, and then I realized I had to save a little bit more, so I kind of started doing that. And when speed said he was out of fuel, my heart just like like all the pressure that I had just kind of like lifted, and I was like I just felt relieved. Until I saw Mason against the wall, then I thought I was getting wrecked. But yeah,
One more small question: do you have a shifter?
God damn.
I do, but I don't
Moose,
use
you know
it.
the answer to that question, Moose.
Yeah, I do, but I don't use it. I always feel like I miss my shifts when I do use the shifter. So like, yes, I could save, um, but I really don't feel like it's a good trade-off. When I know I'm gonna have terrible restarts and sometimes like pop it out of gear or something on accident in a thing and just basically screw my race. So I mean, I'm probably one of the better people. So to me, it doesn't really affect me that much, and this race it didn't really affect me that much either. So yeah.
I'm a sweat like Luke Allen, and I use a clutch. Pay to win, baby. Pay to win.
Pay to win.
All right. Anything else for any of our top 3 finishers here at Charlotte HPL Xfinity Series?
Yes, Small. I'm gonna beat you and wreck you for the win in Park Canada.
Yeah, me too.
That's not a question. All right. Well, congrats to our winners, especially Small NASCAR fan getting his first Xfinity victory here in the Hennessy Performance League. I'm Brinkerhoff17 for King Mufasa and for Tanner, the real TG8 game. I think I said it right. We'll see all 3 of us on track tomorrow. I believe Small NASCAR will be in the booth with Hale State and whoever else, I think, tomorrow night. Maybe Electric will be back in here. Should have some fun road course racing for you tomorrow night. But from Charlotte Motor Speedway, I'm Brickerhoff for Hennessy Performance League. Thanks to always Joker and Masopes and Riley and McCard for leading the charge here for Hennessy Performance League. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write your comments. Make fun of these guys. Tell them congratulations. Whatever you want to do. This is a fun community. Have fun. Don't be a dick, though, but have fun. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow night. And don't forget, the new season for college football has started. And just about we had a couple of games already today. So hit that bell so that when we put live broadcasts up there, you're going to know. Thank you. Godspeed. Drive fast.